Well, thanks for tuning in. This is Scott with Physical Therapy Specialist of Idaho again, giving you a follow-up tip to what we were talking about earlier with that upper cross syndrome. So we're going to use the foam roller today, and if you don't have a foam roller, it's okay because I got a couple of exercises that I can show you to go along with. The first foam roller technique will be in the seated position. We'll put the foam roller in a spot, maybe the stiffest, tightest part of our back, and then we want to support your head and neck. We don't want to push on it, we're just supporting it. And then we reach back as far as we can without cranking our neck back and without sticking our belly out. And we want to do this about 10 times, and then we'll move the foam roller up a spot and do it 10 more times, and then move it down 2 spots and we'll do it 10 times. So a total of 30 times in 3 different spots. The next foam roller exercise is called a pec stretch. So we're going to lay down on the foam roller lengthwise with, again, our head and neck being supported on the foam roller. We're going to stretch out our hands to the side, palms up. We're going to try to drive those arms down to the mat, and then we're going to slowly rotate our head from one side to the other, taking our time with each one, doing about 10 repetitions each way. The next foam roller exercise is called the lat stretch. So we're again laying on the foam roller lengthwise, head and neck supported with the foam roller. We're going to clasp our hands together almost like we're playing volleyball, but this time we're going to keep our elbows as close together as we can, and then we're going to reach over our head as far as we can, stretching as far as we can. We're going to do that about 10 times. Slow, take your time with each repetition. The last foam roller exercise in this position, laying down lengthwise, head and neck supported on the foam roller, is the bench military stretch. So we're going to be reaching back with our elbows going to the mat as far as they can, and then our wrists going to the mat as far as they can, and then reaching high above our head, all the while driving our elbow and our wrist to the mat there. Then we're going to come up and we're going to rotate and we're going to do a bench press. And back and forth, slow and on purpose, 10 times. Now we're going to change positions here a little bit, and we're going to do the foam roller exercise called the 3-way rollout. So this time we're going to be sitting back, our bum on our heels here, reaching back as far as we can, keeping our back as straight as possible and getting a good stretch. We're going to do that 10 times straight forward, and then we're going to bias each side, going to the other side about 10 times each way. Now be careful to not let your hips go towards where you're headed there, because we still want to bias that side, so you should feel it a little bit more on your side as opposed to the one going straight forward. And then the last foam roller exercise in this position, the kneeling position, is called the reach across. So we're going to put the foam roller to our side. We're going to put our hand on this side of the foam roller, and then we're going to put our palm up and we're going to reach through, rotating our thoracic spine or our mid-back as far as we can. 10 times this direction and 10 times the other direction. Slow and controlled. This exercise is called wall angels. We're going to be leaning back against the wall with our bum, our back, and our head all resting on the wall. We're going to drive our elbows and our wrists back as far as we can. Hopefully we're making contact. If not, that's okay. We just want to keep driving them back. And once we're as far back as we can, we're going to lift them over our head. Slow and on purpose, back and down, 10 times. These last few videos have been working on our thoracic and cervical spine mobility as well as up with our shoulders. Now we're going to work on some supporting structure, so we want to do that with a little bit of resistance training. So we call these straight arm pull downs. So our head and neck should be in good posture, our shoulder blades should be back and down. We're going to anchor this tubing on the other side of the doorknob there just to anchor it down, and then we're going to slowly bring our arms down to our hips. Slow and controlled. You don't need a lot of resistance, you shouldn't do this fast. Slow and controlled is the key here. Another strengthening exercise is going to be having the rubber band in the same position, anchored down on the other side of this door, on the doorknob. and we're gonna do bilateral shoulder external rotation. So our shoulder blades are back and down, our elbows are pinned down next to our side, and then we slowly push our arms out to the side as far as they can. Again, slow and controlled is the key here. We don't want to rep these guys out very fast. We're working on that posterior shoulder group. That'll help keep the mobility that you've been working so hard on with the other exercises. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Scott Harris, physical therapy specialist of Idaho. Please keep tuning in for more tips that we'll be sharing down the road. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on any of our social media platforms or call us and we'll try to address those concerns as well. Again, thank you for watching.